What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is another day, it is another stage here of the Tour de Beer. A different beer every day, just about, of the Tour de France. Welcome back to the channel. If you've been enjoying these, please like, subscribe, share, do all those things. Hit that notification bell so you know when a new video drops, and trying to do one of these every single day that they are riding. So, first off, full disclosure. My Tour de France review is my point of view, my opinion, completely amateur opinion. It's me watching the race, and this is what I've seen, and this is what I think might be going on. I am no expert. I've never raced. I ride, and I'm not fast. But these are just my views of what I think is going on. Just trying to, because a lot of people who watch that I know that are watching either raced or are super into it, and I'm not in that realm, you know. So some of the things I could be wrong. These are just my opinions, my insights into it. And if you're like me, just a regular guy, regular gal who watches the race, these are the things we would talk about if we were hanging out talking about the race. So, yeah. I say that because I'm going to say this because I don't know what was going on today at today's stage. There's so many different things happening. And some historical things, some newsworthy things, things that are juicy, I guess. So, speaking of juicy, what are we going to have for a beer? We're going to have something with a hop that is known for producing juicy type beers, Galaxy. Today's beer is the Galaxy IPA from a brewery called Uncool. They are in Charlottesville, Virginia. This is going to be some of the Virginia and Mid-Atlantic beers that I'm going to be going through. Thank you to my buddy Chris, who we have connected through Bike MS. And I have this special Bike MS tasting glass that Chris had a hand in designing, from what I understand, and he sent me one of these. So thank you very much, Chris. I super appreciate it. Glasses like this are great for tasting beers, too, shape-wise. Something that's going to come in, do it this way, can kind of hold some of the aromas when you want to taste and smell certain beers. Just like wine glasses are shaped differently for different types of wine, beer glasses can do the same thing. And I think this is going to be great for tasting beers. So, Galaxy IPA, Uncool Non-Alcoholic beer. I looked on their website trying to figure out when they started. I can't really tell, other than the date on the website says 2024, so they might be relatively new. Oh, jeez, don't get it on the keyboard, Frank. So let's take a look at what we got here. Golden color, nice fluffy white head. That is going to pour very nicely, yes. Check the logos. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice, yes. Clear, so not hazy. And it doesn't say New England IPA. And Galaxy is a hop that's in a lot of New England IPAs. But I'm going to just say this is IPA, not New England style. May have some of that juicy flavor, you know, but not the haziness that you would get with those. Definitely has some Galaxy hop aroma to it, which is fruity, citrus, tropical, mango, guava, those types of aromas that you would go on with it. A little bit of graininess, and a little wort-y. Wort, W-O-R-T, is the liquid that becomes beer. So when you're making the beer, you run off into the mash, you boil and everything else, and then you run it into the fermenter before the yeast consumes it and turns it into beer, producing CO2 and alcohol. What you have beforehand is just called wort, or Wort. Wort. The W's in German are pronounced like V's, so Wort. And it has a little bit of that wort aroma to it. I'll just say it like English. A little bit of bitterness, not too bitter. So bitterness that would be appropriate for pale ales and IPAs. Fruity taste, cereal grains, a little bit of orange, pith. The white skin on the inside of an orange or a grapefruit is the pith. It's that type of grabbing right here. It's a little thin, but it's a non-alcoholic beer. So the thing with the NA beers, a lot of them end up being a little thin. If it's too thin, then it becomes astringent and it's not enjoyable. This is not too thin. This is drinkable. Yeah. So while I'm sipping on this, let's talk about today's stage, shall we? Very interesting. A lot of different things going on. I'm not really sure where to begin. A stage for the sprinters or a stage for the breakaway, depending on how they wanted to let this go, and ended up becoming a stage for the sprinters. They were all together for a long time. There was a breakaway and then it was caught. And that was early on in the race. It was super early this morning on the East Coast, so I did not see that part of it. I caught towards the end of the race. I will watch some highlights later on tonight, beyond the podium, things like that, just to kind of get some other insights as to what went down. But speaking of going down, Primoz Roglic, yes, he crashed again. I know, it sounds like I'm picking on Primoz. He does have a tendency to fall. But this one was totally not his fault, just totally bad luck. So some people will say, that's part of the racing. You need to make sure you're in a safe position so that doesn't happen. This was a complete freak accident. They were going on the road, and there's essentially a curb in the middle of the road. Organizers are usually pretty good about putting like a guy with a flag, hey, watch out, or a giant sign or a triangle or something. I think there was a cushion in front of it, but it was weird. As it goes down the road, it's like, okay, here's this curb thing, and then there isn't, and then there's again, and then there isn't, and then there's again. So it's almost like laying down a bunch of french fries on the middle of the road, giant french fries. And the first one had the padding in front of it, but the subsequent ones did not. So someone hits that, and looks like they were trying to avoid that side. They're on one side of it. They're on the left side of it. Bump into this curb thing, flip over, and flip into Primoz Roglic and a bunch of other riders. It took down a bunch of people. So, I don't understand the roads there. The road furniture is very odd. It's dangerous. People know about it. Riders are usually pointing and saying, hey, something's going on, or waving. But you're going so fast at that point, and he got caught up in it, got back up, and his team was riding back to the finish, but they were not going very fast, which tells me that he might have been hurt a little bit more than what was showing. So hopefully he's not hurt. You don't want to see anybody ever get hurt. So hopefully that's not the case, but I feel like he might have went down a little harder. So that leaves, your top four who are contending for the title here. So you got three more going in. And it's a sprint finish, so they're going to go to the 3K banner and then let the sprinters do their thing and then try and back off. But they're changing or playing around with the rule this year. Maybe it's going to be 4K. Sometimes it's 5K. Wherever it is that the directors say is a safe zone. And then the other people can kind of pull back, let the sprinters go for their things, and that way your yellow jersey, your GC riders can stay protected. After 5K to go, which I thought was the mark, Tadej Pogačar is up front and he's pulling and he's going really fast, as is his team. I'm like, well, maybe it's 4K then. They get to 4K and UAE is still hauling ass. Did they not tell them? Did they not know? Were they like, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 3. Let's just be sure. Let's just get to 3. I have no idea. So because they keep changing it, like they're experimenting, I get it, but it's every day it changes. Even I think some of the commentators were confused as to, was it 3 or was it 5 or whatever. I had a feeling they didn't know. So they're hauling ass till about 3K to go, and then they finally pull back out. So yeah, that was a little confusing too. I don't get it. So I don't know. So then we get to the sprint. Another opportunity for Mark Cavendish to not only break the record but increase the record. See if he can get to number 36. He lost his regular lead-out guy, Mark. I just went completely blank. Well, whatever. I'm not editing this, so yeah. Morkov. So he didn't have Morkov, and he's still following in with other Astana riders. You can see some of the other sprinters making their way into the group. and then it gets super crowded. You see them dealing for position. He gets behind Biniam Gourmet. He's behind Gourmet. Other people are going on this side, over really close to the barriers. Cavendish sees an opening on this side. And here's again where we got into the weirdness of the rules of where you're not supposed to deviate from your line or whichever. But the dude who was doing another lead out slows down, and now he's just in the middle of the pack, and he's slowing down in the middle of the pack. I feel like if you're in a sprint, you got to go for the sprint. If you're a lead out guy, you need to get out of the damn way. All the way to the left or all the way to the right. How do you get in the middle of the pack and then slow down? To me, that's weird. Like, he's blocking other people when that happens. So the rule of you not being able to deviate, to me, is odd. Where Cavendish was either going to run directly into the rider who slowed down, jam his brakes completely, so now he has no chance at it. He might have been able to get around to the right, but you don't know what this rider is doing over here. He definitely had space on the left. It was a hard, like, whoa, you're like, where's Cav going? Way out, way back in. But whatever. I thought it was cool. I thought it was, he had space. He saw daylight. It's not like he pimped anybody. So he gets on the wheel of Biniam Gourmet. They're rolling up to the line. Other riders are coming up over here, and here comes Wout van Aert. Wout van Aert is trying to make his move. Is it going to be Wout with a W? No. It's Gourmet. Gourmet again. For the third time. Dude, this guy is so fun to watch. And he's riding with so much confidence. And here's the proof of the confidence. When you cross the line, you're like, I can't believe I won. Hands on my helmet. Wow, that's awesome. He crossed the line shouting, 3 fingers in the air. So he knew. Like, you're riding with confidence, you kind of have that in your head. It's the way that Peter Sagan used to do when he did, like, his Incredible Hulk thing or his chicken dance or whatever it was that he would cross the line. Gourmet comes across the line, 3 fingers, I got my 3rd stage win. He feels that he can do this, and he's riding with so much confidence. What a great day for him. 3 stage wins for, I mean, let's think about it. A African man, a black man, has not only just won a stage, for the first time in like the 111 years or whatever it is of the Tour de France, he's won 3. Like, this is a statement. And a low-budget team, the smallest budget team. And at one point, they were making the most money with their wins and everything. So it's amazing, amazing stage. Cav, afterwards, I heard Cav got relegated for that move, as did someone else who boxed out Wout van Aert. So I'd have to go, I'll look again tonight to see what went down with those and why they were relegated. But I don't think Cav's going to worry about that too much. He has the record. He either wants the W or not. So if he gets second or he gets last, it doesn't make a difference. And so it's not going for green jersey points. So looking forward to tomorrow's stage. I thought there was something else I wanted to mention about today's stage, but I don't think so. And I am starting to run a little bit long here. I usually want to keep these between 8 to 10 minutes, and I'm going close to 14 or 15. So anyway, that is today's beer and today's stage. It was an exciting stage. There is a lot to talk about and a lot to break down. American Rider. So we've been watching American Rider. So that is Matteo Jorgensen. He is now out of the top 10. He is sitting in 12th. And Primoz, with that, is no longer sitting in like 4. He dropped to 6. So he's off the podium and off of the top 5. So yeah, let's see what happens and if he can make it up. Other stages are going to be good. Let's see what happens in the mountains. I'm looking forward to that. And again, yeah, time to have some dinner. And the Galaxy IPA Uncool Non-Alcoholic, their little slogan on here is beers that are bad at getting you drunk. Cute. So that's all they do, is just all NA beers. So if you're looking for a non-alcoholic option and you're in the Mid-Atlantic area, I guess check out Uncool and their variety of flavors. Until tomorrow, we'll see you then. Cheers.